Hello my crafty friends, hope everyone's having a very nice week. So I haven't been online and I have not really been watching anybody's videos that much this week. I've just had so much going on between my nephew, trying to, help out with him. And then we had a little bit of a tragedy Saturday which tore me all to pieces, and I just haven't been up to watching any videos or doing any videos. We had a situation Saturday. It's kind of like a long story, but I'm going to kind of make it short. When my father got sick about 10 years ago with a brain tumor, he was in the hospital for about 5 weeks. And then he came home for 2 weeks on hospice, and I took care of him the 2 weeks that he needed my help. But while he was in the hospital, he had a part German Shepherd Malamute Husky dog. She was real pretty. Her name was Hannah. And my dad asked me to take care of her and my mom, and I promised him that I would. Well, unfortunately, up until 2 years ago, I was over there at my mother's house just about every day, and I would take the dog out for a golf cart ride because she got spoiled. My dad spoiled this dog. They live out at a reservoir, which is like a big, huge lake, and we're not too far from it. I'm like maybe a mile down the road from it. And it's you can go boat riding, swimming, fishing. But a lot of retirees live in that neighborhood, and it started out, we were all kids back. When I was a kid, we were living there. So when we were kids, it was a fantastic place and fun place to live at. Because, it was like living at a beach almost. In spring and summertime, everybody was looking forward to, going boat riding, skiing, and everything else. But anyway, for 10 years, I devoted my time with my mother, and I've been, helping take care of her. And my husband, up until 2 years ago, he had to then take over taking care of Hannah because I wasn't able to bend and wasn't able to drive and all these, different surgeries. So he's been helping me out with her. Of course, I'd still go over there to see her, and she always wanted her golf cart ride. You mentioned the word water. She was in the golf cart just like, quickly. When I first met her, though, I came down here to go to my grandmother's funeral, and the day of my grandmother's funeral, right after that, my father had a stroke and a bleed on the brain and was rushed to Duke Medical Center, and he stayed there for 5 weeks, and they kept having strokes and bleeds on his brain, and they were suspecting a tumor, but they couldn't see because there was too much blood on the brain, and it would clear up a little bit, and he'd come to his senses, and then he'd have another stroke, and it was like that touch and go for 5 weeks, and then finally they told us that my father was going to pass away. That he had a tumor that was in the motor cortex area of the brain, and there was no way that they could do surgery. It would make him a total vegetable or either kill him. So, I asked the doctor out in the hallway about how long my dad had, and they said about 2 weeks, and that was devastating to me because I was living up in Pennsylvania all this time, and I come down to go to a funeral, and then all of a sudden I'm also burying my dad. Well, Saturday came along, and the one precious gift that I was given from my dad, and I kind of got attached to her because she was kind of pitiful because she lost her dad and I lost my dad, and our dads were the same dad. And at first she didn't know me because I had not been down here for a couple years. So he had just gotten her, so he had never had she had never had a chance to meet me. And she was very, very protective of my dad and the domain, and I was scared to death of the dog. I mean, all of a sudden, I meet the dog, my dad introduces me to her, and next thing you know, I'm having to feed it, and she didn't know who I was and would show her teeth and I mean, it was almost that movie. If you've ever seen the movie Turner and Hooch, well, that's about how I felt with Hannah. Things got better, though, as the months got down, and we ended up being little buddies, and, you know, she was my little buddy, and I was her little buddy, and she got very close and attached to me, and she got attached to Andy, and she took very well to Andy. But we've been taking care of her because my mother also, she's on a walker, and she can live on her own, but she's afraid that Hannah would knock her down. So she's in a big, huge fenced yard, but we had to be the ones that went over there to take care of her every day, and, you know, take her for the golf cart rides and play with her for a while. And this has been an everyday thing for 10 years. Well, Saturday came along, and my husband went over there to feed her, and something had happened to her, and she was pretty serious, and he had to rush her to the veterinarian hospital. And I got the phone call from the vet hospital asking, did they need a stretcher for Hannah or what? And I'm like, excuse me, I don't know what you're talking about. And I mean, you know, he didn't even call me yet. And then I tried to call him and couldn't get in touch with him, and then finally he called me and he told me what happened. And the vet said that Hannah was dying, and that they, you know, recommended putting her to sleep to get her out of her misery. And that's why you guys haven't seen me, because I have had a hard time keeping myself together. I was not able to do a video. I wasn't able to get on the computer or in Facebook. I've kind of had to take a few days and get the crying out of my system, and, you know, accept it and adapt to it. And, you know, it's going to be tough because my husband had her cremated, and the body hasn't come yet, so I have a feeling when that comes, it's going to start all over again. And I might just tell my husband to, instead of bringing the urn home, to take her down to the water where she had the most fun, and spread her ashes there and let her go swimming where she, you know, enjoyed the most. And that might be what I do, because if I see the urn, I think I'm going to fall apart. So I'm having a hard time dealing with it. Well, anyway, I haven't really been able to craft much because, like I said, I've been busy with my nephew, and like I said, we had a family tragedy, and then all of a sudden we had Hannah pass away, and it's just been a hectic week. Well, anyway, I had spray painted, I showed this piece in a video. I had gotten it from, I think, the thrift store find, or either a yard sale, I can't remember which one. And it was one of, I asked someone what it was, and they said it was a hairspray holder, and it was made out of like a filigree metal, a filigree brass, but the brass was pretty old, and it wasn't in that mint of condition, and I kind of wanted to shabby chic it for that pink bathroom of mine. So this is what I did to it, and I spray painted it pink, and then I put a row of rhinestone trim down here at the bottom, up here at the top, and then I put some pleated lace in the center. One of my ring holders, the ring bling that I bought, I used, it was actually a ring, and I took the backing off and glued it on there. And then there was a pair of earrings that I dismantled and put here, and then I put some pearl trim around that. And this comes off the top part from here and here. That's the top. And then on the very top, I took a brooch and glued it in the center. I glued pearls all the way through, a little earring bling here and an earring bling there. And that's what the top looks like, and that's what that looks like. So that was my project. I guess I'll say my project for the week, because I haven't been able to do too much more crafting. I do have a couple other things that I need to finish, and they're quick, and maybe I can get them finished and show a few things off. Well, anyway, y'all are going to be really shocked, but for 3 weekends in a row, I have not been to the dollar store. I have not been to Michael's. I haven't been to Joann's. I didn't even go to the thrift store, and I didn't even go to a yard sale. No, nowhere. And I have been very good until this past weekend. And when Hannah passed away, I had already bought something and spent $34. And I don't know. I just, like I said, being down in the dumps over losing her, I ended up in the internet, and I bought a big haul. So you're going to see a big haul coming up next week. But I actually went for 3 weeks without buying anything. So I think I did pretty darn good. No, except for one thing. And I spent $25 in 3 weeks. That's all I spent until last night. And then last night is when I went a little stir crazy. Anyway, I found this site, and it's in the United States and not China. And they are a bead manufacturer and a bead distributor. And I came across these beads and I fell in love with them. They're not, they're called bone beads. And the reason they're called bone beads is because they're made out of bone material, I guess. I don't know, but they look like wood. So anyway, it was 20 strands for $25, and that was including the shipping. So I paid a little over $1 and something a piece for these. But I got 20 strands, and I was really, really pleased. Look at this. Aren't these gorgeous? And they're really heavy. They're not, they actually feel like glass. They don't feel like plastic. They're very heavy, so they feel like actually glass, but they're called bone beads. And each strand is a different pattern, but they're kind of like all blend in. Like there's this pattern here. And then there's like this pattern, which I thought was really pretty. And then there is some like imitation bead ones. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. There is like a silvery, colory black looking one. And then they have this one here. So, like I said, each one is different. So I ended up with 20 different strands. They were also 16-inch strands too. So you're asked, if I would have gone to Michael's, this would have been about 40 strands of beads, because their beads are like, you know, when you buy their beads there, they're probably about like that, half the size. So I ended up with, you might as well say I've got 40 strands of beads here. There's that one. And then there's this one here. And like I said, they're all different color, different style. I mean, they're matching or blending in where you can do what you want it to do with them. But they all have a blended in type of bead. And I was really, really pleased because, like I said, I paid, they're 16 inches each. And a little over $1 for them. But that was also including the shipping. So $20 plus probably $5 shipping or something like that. So that was not bad at all. And I ended up, like I said, these are about 40 beads. I mean, 40 strands of beads. If I would have bought them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann's. So I got really good deal on that. And that one there. And what I did is last night I went back in and I bought 20 more. 20 more, I think it was 20 more, 20 more strands of beads, different pattern, different style, and I'm trying to build up my beads, because I do a lot of jewelry making too. I get spells where I get in the mood where I want to make jewelry, and I'll use beads on just about crafting and all kinds of stuff. Look at that pattern there. And then there's, and like I said, these are no two are alike. They are not, I was expecting, like, when it came in, I was like, okay, it's probably going to be 4mm size beads. These little teeny tiny rinky-dinky beads, this is not really worth, you won't be able to do anything with. And that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. But, I was really surprised because they were not. They were good size. These are like 6mm beads. So there's pretty much so between 6 and 8mm beads. And there are a few, maybe I'd say 5mm, but they're not, I don't see any 4mm. There's no 4mm at all. Well, maybe this one. That one there. So only maybe 1 or 2 beads in this whole thing that might be 4mm. No. Yeah, there's like these 2 strands here. Those are like 4 or 5mm. But I didn't do too bad. I got a good deal. So this is what I've been doing. Taking care of my nephew for 2 days a week. I didn't have to keep him on Friday because my brother-in-law, he had a doctor's appointment or something with himself. So he kept my nephew. And sometime today, I'm not really sure when, a little after 12, the lady, she canceled the appointment for Friday, and I was so excited because I've been wearing that plastic brace for my back, and they are getting me one of those air contoured type of braces where it fits snug, and it's an air pump type brace, and it fits snugly and tightly to your body, so you can get more of a fitted feel. So I was expecting her to come Friday, and she ended up calling me up that morning after I got dressed and was so excited. And she's like, "Miss Huggins, I hate it. This is so and so." I'm like, "Yeah." And I figured maybe she got lost trying to find the place. And then she said she locked her keys in the car, and I'm like, "Oh, darn." But anyway, she's supposed to be here sometime today around 12. And I'm supposed to get my other brace, and it's going to be more comfortable to wear. And I'm very excited because now I can trash the one that I hate. I've been wanting to trash that sucker for a long time. So, at least one good thing about it. Today I will be able to trash the plastic brace, and I'll be able to wear this other brace, which will help me out a little bit, give me more support with walking. And maybe this week, hopefully, I'll feel good enough to maybe go out, maybe to my thrift store or something. I just really haven't felt like getting out. I mean, like I said, I've been babysitting my nephew 2 days a week, and after I get done with him, I'm super tired. And then I've had like things that have been needed to be done over the weekend. I'm taking care of the 2 little kitty cats, and they're doing good, getting spoiled, and I actually had thought about giving them away because there was a friend of mine, that had inquired about them. And now that we've lost Hannah, my husband said he just he can't part getting rid of them. He just can't do it. He can't handle it. We just lost someone, an animal that was very dear to us. Not only Hannah, but our cat a little over a month ago. The other one, he passed away. So my husband's like, he just can't bear losing, the 2 little ones right now. I think that's going to be our healing. So we're going to keep them. And I couldn't figure out a name for them to save my life, and I finally came out, and I've been calling them all kinds of names, and they seem to like Roxy and Ramsey. So the female is Roxy, and the male is Ramsey, and they're actually beginning to notice their name, so that's a good sign. But they still don't want to get off the bed. They stay on the bed with me. I mean, they're not getting down on the floor, rambling and getting into things. They're like hanging under me all day long, all day. They play. It's all day. So I even tried to put them on the floor, and they got right back up on the bed, and they stayed on the bed. So I guess I've got little bed buddies now. They are taking over my bed. But I just want to wish everybody a good week. Hope everybody does well. If you don't hear from me, it's not that I'm not leaving Facebook or YouTube. It's just I just need a little time to get myself together, and I've been babysitting, and that's putting me a little behind on things. As soon as things settle down a little bit, I will be back to the ritual that I was, and I'm just kind of like taking a week or so break to kind of get myself together, because like I said, I had a nephew that had a heart problem, and we were not expecting it, and he was 12 years old, and it broke my heart, because he's going to be disabled from now on. He won't be able to do normal things like a normal person will be able to do, so that broke my heart, because I'm disabled, and I just didn't want to see, seeing him get disabled at his age. It kind of bothered me, and that's gotten to me some too, and then losing Hannah, and then having to take care of the 2 little baby kittens. I just have not had any time for myself, just not much time. So, but I did manage to get this finished, and I've got another piece that I need to show that matches this, and when I finish that, I will get online and show you that piece too. So these little hairspray holders, unfortunately, I don't have, my type of hairspray is a larger can, so I don't have a can that fits this, but I've got some of those cotton powder puff type things that you clean, facial cleansers, and it's in like, it come in a little plastic bag, and they're about this size, and I'm going to put that inside this instead of hairspray. So my facial cleansers are going to go in here, and so it will have a useful purpose, and that's what I plan on doing with this piece. And this is going to go into the bathroom that I had been redoing, and so this is my project for the week, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope everybody has a good week, and hopefully no more bad luck over here in my family. I'm starting to feel like I've been cursed or something, so I'm hoping nothing else happens. Well, I will talk to you guys later, and love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.